Yep, he's hitting me. I'm down. I don't know. It
Yeah,
looks
no.
like it's coming from
Downed.
the bottom. Hey, I'm.
Got him.
I'm
It's
okay
not
over
team
here.
wipe. It's not team wipe.
Yeah, watch out from big building. Hey, I'm safe. I'm safe behind big
I'm
building.
getting you. I'm coming. I'm coming. I'm coming.
Keep him distracted. Just don't die.
Yeah, keep him distracted. I have a sniper, but I gotta get Dan. I gotta get Dan. I have a shield box for later.
Alright.
He's at orange? At top? Or what? Oh, yeah, I see him. Oh, no! Get the What's up, nerds? It's Mike again with another, well, kind of gun review. Today we're going to be really talking about a loadout. So it's going to be two guns. And with these two guns, I believe it'll make the best sniper loadout for average to below average players. Or even beginners. Before we get into that, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe and turn that bell notification on so you don't miss any of the upcoming Warzone content. Here at MDM Gaming, we're trying to bring you everything there is to know about Warzone. Also, in the comment section below, there's a New England clam chowder. Is it the red or the white? Can never remember that. Anyways, alright, let's get on into it. Today, with this loadout, we're going to be focusing mainly on sniping, but you want an overall good class when you're sniping, right? You want to have a good secondary gun that can go short to medium, because you're typically not going to be sniping at short to medium unless you're a straight baller, which most of us are not. So before we get into the loadout, there are a couple things you have to know. I did make a video for the Tundra, but I'm going to briefly go over that here, but I'll also have it up above and also in the description below. Most of the things are staying the same. There is only one thing that I really think needs to be changed. And that's the optic, and we'll go over that a little bit here. Previously, I was using the just stock scope, which is very good, but of course there's glint. And then I also talked about the glitch where the 1 to 10 times zoom or the 2 to 20 times zoom didn't have glint, but realistically those optics are hard to use, didn't really work for me. Plus they're variable, so it's hard to gauge exactly where you're at when you're trying to hit a target, so it's hard to practice with all those ranges because there's so many variables. And when testing things out, I found that some of the lower zoom scopes, like the 2, the 3, and the 4 times zoom, don't show glint either, obviously, but also helped with ADS speed. So it helps you draw that sniper up quicker, which makes it an even faster ADS than the HDR with the damage and bullet velocity with the HDR if you use the same attachments I showed in our previous videos, which makes this gun just unbeatable in my opinion. The 4 times zoom isn't actually just a 4 times zoom. It's really more like the stock sniper scope for most of the modern warfare snipers. So it really is like a 6 times zoom almost. So you would love it if you tried it out and you're trying to go for those long shots. It's pretty great. It's going to give you that great distance, great range, but it's a little bulky. So I didn't like that one in particular. Instead, I went with the 3 times zoom because it's more like a 4.5 times zoom. So you're really getting still a good range, but you're also not trying to extend it too far. So there's 2 reasons why I would use the 3 times zoom to help you get better at sniping. Number 1, there's no glint, right? So you can stare down at the sight at someone, and if you're far enough away, they're most likely not going to see you, and you can really try to aim up that shot, get a good feel for where you're going, and make multiple shots before they even notice where you're at, because they'll look, but they won't see glint. This will help you get multiple shots before even being seen. You can practice like tracking a target if he's running left or right, or jumping or sliding, and you can also just practice if he's standing still, because most likely you're going to see them before they see you, especially without that glint. So you can practice on where the bullet drop is, which is very little on this gun, which makes it so nice. And you can also practice on the bullet velocity, like depending on how they're moving or where they're moving and how far they are away. So this is a great way to practice that. But also the second thing is that the 3 times zoom doesn't stretch the field enough for you to try to practice on like people thousands of meters out, right? This is key when you're trying to pick up sniping. You don't want to get the sniper and just automatically get up on a hill and try to snipe people all the way across the airport or all the way across downtown. Like, that's not what you should be doing. What you should be doing is practicing in more realistic situations. So like medium to long range, but not super long, right? So you're looking for like in the 70 to 300, 400 meters is great. You really shouldn't be doing too much more than that unless all of your team is running snipers and you're trying just to dick on people, I guess. But, you know, you've been sniped by people like that, and it is annoying, but most likely they're not going to win the game, okay? So, but if you're practicing that medium to long range and you get good at the medium, you could use this even in the last couple of circles and make it really disgusting. And the more you practice with this, the better it'll be, and it can aim down sight fast enough for it to be almost a quick scope snipe. And it's got that bullet velocity, so you're really not going to miss any of those shots. It's going to be almost instantaneous when you're in medium range. So having said that, here is the sniper build that I would use. First off, you have to use that wrap suppressor. That's going to give you bullet velocity, and it's also going to give you suppression, which is obviously key if you're sniping, especially if you're not showing glint. You don't want to show up on the map with a red dot because you're shooting, because then they'll just know where you're at and the glint wouldn't have mattered at all. The next attachment I'll be using is the 29.1 Combat Recon Barrel. This one extends the bullet velocity to its highest. It's like an 80% boost, and if you pair that with the wrap suppressor, your bullet velocity becomes better than the HDR slightly, which is fantastic because the HDR bullet velocity is fantastic as is, so having it a little bit better is great, especially when you have this quick ADS time. The next thing I'm using is that Axle Arms 3x zoom like I had talked about. You can use the 2 or 4. I wouldn't really practice with the 2 unless you're trying medium range only, because you're really not going to get enough distance, I think. But the 4x zoom, if you're trying to go for that longer range, you could use that and it'll still do no glint. So it's up to you if you want to go extended long range, you can do that. But just know it's a little harder to use in the medium range because it has such a thick border. It takes up a lot of that screen. So it's kind of up to you how you want to run that. Next, I'm going to be using that bipod for the recoil control. And the recoil on this gun's already great, but with the bipod, it makes the recoil just fantastic. If you miss your shots because you're either a beginner, average player, or a below average player, which again, we're all going to miss those shots no matter what, this is the way to go, because that follow-up shot is much easier to hit because your reticle isn't just freaking the fuck out, right? Like kicking up real hard. So it is a must for me. You could get away with not having it if you think you're going to hit your shots, but there really isn't other attachments that I would recommend using for this. Maybe sprint to fire if you think you're going to be, running people down and trying to quick scope, but that's not this kind of sniper, so this is really the only attachment I would go with. And then the last attachment is the 7-round mag. Again, I miss shots, I want those extra bullets, right? But I don't want to hurt my ADS speed, so the 7-round mag doesn't, and neither does the fast mag, so it's up to you which one you want to use, but I like the extra bullets because I don't know if you know this, but I miss my shots. So anyways, this is great. This is all great, right? The sniper loadout build is fantastic, but you need a key secondary gun to make it really disgusting, right? To make this your number one loadout when you drop anywhere at any time. And the gun I'd be using for the secondary is the FFAR, and that's because it's so disgustingly good up close and at medium range, but at far range, it's so hard to hit your shots. So it's perfect for this type of scenario, because when they're long range, you're basically forced to use that sniper and practice because the FFAR is just too hard to use at long range. And at medium range, you're really just as well off using the sniper as you are the FFAR, unless they're, low medium, so like 60 meters or below, then you should really be using that FFAR. But you can still be competitive with the low zoom sniper. So in my opinion, it's the best loadout choice because you can practice with the sniper for long and medium, and basically the secondary forces you to do that, but it also helps you medium to close and can be very competitive up close and medium, which you're going to need because the sniper cannot be competitive up close, obviously. Alright, so for the FFAR, we're going to go with that agency suppressor, because again, you need that silencer, and it's going to help you a little bit with damage range, which is nice. And then we're also going to be going to the 21.2 Ranger barrel, and that's basically for bullet velocity, and that's, for me, what worked best. You can choose maybe the task force if you want, but I was looking for more of that medium range to short, so that's the barrel I chose. And then the next one I'd use is the field agent grip, because this thing kicks pretty hard, so having recoil control for both horizontal and vertical is fantastic. The last thing I do is the 50 round fast mag. Some of you might want to just use the 50 round standard mag because the ADS time isn't hurt as bad, but I like the fast mag because I feel like you have to reload a lot because it wastes so many bullets so quickly. And then the last thing I use is the combat stock, the SAS combat stock, and that's for like sprint to fire time and aim walking speed, and that's really for being competitive up close, so you can compete with some of those SMGs, which this gun absolutely can do. It is a fantastic up close TTK, and also great medium range if you can hit those shots. So you can practice with both, become better at both, but more importantly, become better at sniping. And then later on, when you want to use a different sniper, which I don't think you have to, but if you want to use something else, you'll be able to hit your shots with any sniper, or if you pick up a ground loot sniper, you'll be better at sniping. And being better at sniping can help in every situation. Even at the last circle, if you're good at sniping, you can ruin someone's day. But most of the people that are camping from a far distance and trying to shoot those shots and make that type of play aren't really the people that are able to use the sniper up close or in medium range. So in my opinion, this is the best loadout. It's helped me grow my sniping skills, and I'm not great at sniping. I'm just gonna let you know right off the bat. If you've watched any of our streams or other videos, you know I'm not. So this has helped me become better. So thank you so much for watching this video. I appreciate it. And if you haven't left a comment, do me a huge favor. In the comment section below, put "It's Mark's fault." Alright guys, thank you so much for watching the video. I truly appreciate you getting this far and sticking with it. If you have any questions about anything on this loadout, please just leave a question in the comment section below, because I'd be more than happy to answer any of your questions. Or if you have a recommendation for a different secondary, or maybe even a different sniper, you go ahead and throw that down there too, and we can go ahead and test it out for you. Alright? And as always, later nerds!
He's gonna fucking shoot at us. I fucking hate this guy already.
He's probably going to.
I fucking hate him already, he says.
There's a guy down here. Oh, dude, there's.
Michael, why'd you take him? I was gonna kill him.
Well, he was nailing me. He was like,
I know he's
oh,
nailing
nailing him.
I didn't know he